Welcome back to the Hopium Den. Let's get high. Alright, picking up actually episode 6 here. What I think I'm going to do going forward, and you guys can let me know whether or not you like it, is I'm going to do outpost phases as like real quick half episodes in between the missions. That way if you're interested in hand management and leveling up in perks and what I'm upgrading or buying in terms of equipment, it should be in the video. If you don't, you can just skip to the full numbers, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that will be our actual fights if you just want that piece of it. I'm kind of leaning that way, or else they creep up to like hour and a half videos by the time I do outpost and fight. And not gonna lie, it's pretty hard for me to carve out that long to record with work and life and a 6-month-old. And so I think breaking them up will allow me to keep content rolling out. So hopefully everyone's good with that. Couple things to address off the bat. Kudos to the developers. They've been rolling out a couple updates this week with fixing some bugs and different things. Few things that stood out to me. One, now items auto-equip, which is huge. That's why like Geminate didn't get their slippers last mission, because I had to manually equip them and I assumed things auto-equipped. And then a couple other things. They added the symbols to gems cards, which is really, really nice. So now in terms of hand management, when you are like choosing what to discard, on the left side is your melee form, on the right side is your range form. And then the last thing is during like events, brittle and ward damage will now trigger, or brittle and ward effects trigger after damage. A couple missions ago when we were doing the Avalanche, I commented like, oh, they factor in the brittle up front. Interesting. It was like an attack 2, and I didn't know if it would be like 2, and then they'd multiply it to 4 with the brittle, but they just straight up said 4. Like it was all factored up front, which is great, but apparently that was happening during like road events. So you would just instantly take 4 rather than take 2 and then be brittled into the scenario. So, hey, keep up the great work, developers. I absolutely love the fact that they're rolling and addressing things so quickly. Couple other things. If you didn't catch it already this video, I'm making an actual effort to say Geminate. I know that is the name. My brain just speed reads things and I autofill whatever I want in there. It's not a great habit, but I've always done it. In a lot of ways it kind of helped speed reading at different points in life through school and undergrad and things, but I do miss things. So I will make an actual effort. I have been saying the R in Geminate for couple months now, so if we do make an error here or there, I flip back and forth, give me a little grace on that. In my defense,
out of the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of a floating tuft of fur by the side of the road. As soon as you're certain of it, it's gone. You pause a moment, then call out asking if anyone is there. A shimmering cloak of invisibility is pulled down off an old vermling's shoulders.
Cloak getting a bit dusty. Wearing out.
He sits down, pulling a set of glass beads looped on a string from his pocket.
Name's Dram. I don't suppose you've been looking for me.
You can't say that you have, and tell him as much. He flips the beads around in his hand, lost in thought.
Good. Do me a favor, will you? There's an Eyster that's been hunting me for almost as long as I've been alive. If you run into him, would you point him the other way?
I mean, I'm good with it. I don't know what I'm getting into, but you want to pay me a little?
Dram smiles.
Not much to offer. Never had much myself.
He explains that a persistent hunter, Malak, selected him from the infinite beings in the multiverse as his next kill. Most would roll over and accept the inevitable, but as Dram puts it,
I've been dodging him for years. He may catch me eventually, but I have no interest in making it easy on him. All right, payment for a service. But if you see him, you've never met me.
Okay. So we'll try our best to remember the name Dram. Alright, let's see. Who do we want to give gold to? I think just splitting it's fine. I'm not close to buying anything with anyone. So back to what I was saying. In my defense, Germinate does make sense, right? It's a lot of little bugs that kind of grow together and are continually like changing forms back and forth. So Germinate does make sense, but the game said Geminate, so I'm going to make that change. Alright, here we go. What are we going to do here? We're digging ourselves out of the Avalanche. This isn't too hard in the range form. We also do not loot much at all with Gem, so that's a pretty easy one. from yourself or an ally 2 or more times. It's not too hard, but I don't really want to be focused on healing. But with all the brittles, it's very doable. But I think I can do that. I'll try and avoid looting there. We cannot do prepper. We cannot do prepper on this one. Not with banner. Alright, so I was thinking about strategy of this one.
You stand at the end of an Olgok's.
We've already heard this, so I am going to skip it.
You turn and run.
I was thinking strategy of this one. I rewatched kind of my first couple rooms of the video, thinking about what I would do different. Couple things. Call it Geminate. Not call the bottom of Banner Spear's 32 card a bug. You know, hindsight's 20/20. But in terms of our actual strategy, jokes aside, I think that I want to use Banner a little bit more damage focused, like really focusing on setting up those AoEs to get through the snowdrifts. The other thing I think that we could do different is just kind of, I mean, we need to be at the right spot, but if we open the door, all the drifts behind us vanish. So I really don't have to worry as much about positioning, walking up to the next room if I have someone that's in a comfortable spot to open the door. I did get one comment, and I'm open to feedback about the audio, about my voice being a little low. When I was re-listening to it, it seemed like more of a me issue again, that, especially in the mornings if I'm a little mumbly, it was more of me not coming through, but most of the videos, I think the voice to game volume was decent. So if you do want me to change something, let me know. Alright, strategy-wise, we're going to stick with a similar strategy, but we're going to do a few things different. I do not like the imps having control of their ice, because that lets them target 2, and then half my team is brittled. So what I would like to do is get out Channeling Boom's bottom. Now, attack-wise, I'm probably not going to be able to hit anything since I'm not moving, but maybe if Frosthaven walks up, we could get an attack. Not going to pop that early. And this, I did go back to Flailing Tendrils just for initiative. Since I'm focusing Banner Spear stuff, I need an early initiative to make that happen. So I'll just pick Drag Down. Not a bad first turn. I mean, Drag Down's not bad later. Like, I could hit Boom Boom Boom. But I'm going to try and smite things with an AoE attack next turn, and I want the element control. Go get rid of Draining Piercing bottom, but that's my best reusable move other than Hornet. Actually, since I don't think I'm going to attack at all here, and I don't want to practice in the first room, I'm going to take this at 40. That way, if imps made an element early, I can steal it that turn. We flipped sides here. Banner. So Banner, I could pull him up. It'd be a pull 2 closer, so only here. Let's see, if Gem's here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, so I could only hit those 2. I know what I'm doing with Drifter. I'm going to get actually the Retaliate card in play, and then our Rushing Weight. Pretty late term, but 2 pure damage on the imps pretty much kill them. And then Banner, I think Hope is still worth it early. Let's get that Brittle off everyone. And then Javelin. And then I'm just going to focus on dragging that Banner up to keep healing off Brittles. 43 just after. Okay, I do have to keep in mind Frost Demons do consume fire. No, we're not going to burn the Spyglass early. I'm going to save that for when we need it. They're not actually doing damage. Snow Imp is with an attack 0. But the Banner has health, so actually starting it up here saves me from moving it 2. Alright, aggressive Banner. We're going to see how this pans out. Alright, Jim, what we got? Yes, let's get that Brittle off. Let's get some element management out. And then we skip here. We also have a bonus bless in the deck, so that's pretty nice. When I logged in, let's see, so that gives me an advantage attack, which is pretty solid. But what would I rather do next turn? All right, bolts to pull up all my cards. So Drifter could use, or Banner could use the wind with the 15 for an attack 3 advantage, so pretty much guarantees killed the imp. But I'd rather keep using Banner for AoE. I could change it to fire or sun, but I'm not gonna burn my AoE early. So I'll steal it just to keep it out, and then try and keep working. We'll just keep sun out for now. And then I'm gonna try and keep working AoE stuff over here. Okay, they're halfway through the banner. That's an unfortunate flip, and then banner's dead. I'm a dummy. Because I made the element. Alright, at least we got a lucky flip there. Right, because it wasn't consume ice, it was any element. I did see that. My brain's just not braining yet this morning. We're quite a bit stronger than last mission when we did this in terms of we got some potions now, we got better items that are actually equipped. Like, we're in a decent spot. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is a really good turn to see if we can take out some of these pesky imps, especially maybe on a good flip. If we're able to do that, it's a nice turn to... And I could go a couple different ways. So I could move up and focus on wiping this guy, or I could start hitting the snowdrifts in front of me. I think I want to go as early as I can with the shield. By shield, I'm thinking this shield. Or I just get off a double attack right here. It would be an attack 4. I'd have to use the bottom here. It would be an attack 3 with wound, and then another attack. And he has retaliate. So I'm going to go as early as I can. And we'll set up the double attack here. Now that doesn't regain any bonuses. And then Banner, we're going to set up... He's only 3 health, so I got a chance at killing everyone. But let's set up this. I think we go tip the spear. I think we start working through that. Yeah. Alright, so let's go... Do I want to give people a move early? Probably not. Let's save that. That's the hard part. Like, my late, early initiatives are both what I need to keep my banner up. Give the banner regen off the bat. That's kind of a funny thought. I mean, I do have the meat grinder or pincer coming backwards. I could go early. No, I don't have an early move 3 to set up pincer. I would need to bring my 6 initiative card for that. That's something to keep in mind. Alright, I'm just gonna go mid. Later than I'd like. And then we've got tip of the spear. But I get a heal and regen off. Alright. But we're definitely in a better spot. We've got items that are equipped. We have leveled up, so we've cleaned up our modifier decks a little bit. And then also those potions will make a big difference. Like, if theoretically, if I didn't flip well here, I could use a frenzy potion I got on Drifter. And I know you might be thinking, you didn't make those same exact potions in the last outpost phase in 5.5. And you are 100% correct. But the problem I ran into is that maybe I did something wrong, but it doesn't seem like it's auto-saving my outpost phases. What a turn. What a turn, Gem. Alright, so we're double attacking here. let's see if we can get these down within one shot. This gives me a path if I get all the way through. Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, not a bad miss. We don't care about the heal. We're not using the power potion. No elements out. And he's still trapped back there, has no target. So the one other thing, maybe you noticed, maybe you didn't, is the first time we ran this, the back imps stayed because they weren't ending their turn on... allies isn't the right term, but on obstacles with health. They did just update that. So now the imps are all going to like move up in our face, which is actually pretty nice in terms of some of the... So this would only be at range 1. I'm just going to give it to myself, I think. We'll take the brittle off. Maybe we can keep this alive. Maybe that's goofy, but I do like it. Alright, do we want either of these at advantage? Probably not. Let's just see what we flip. Okay, got a curse out of the deck. That's fine. I knew we were taking the 2, but we're healing 1 every time. And I gotta get through them eventually. So I could come up here, hit across. That doesn't really set up anything for Banner. What's our best play with Banner? Because I really don't want to attack the 1. I'd rather move up and attack the 2. I need someone next to me. But then it's 3 straight across, so I'd only hit this line. Let's see here. I mean, I can move up and do an attack 4. But with how we're laid out, I'm probably not killing everything. Drifter, I don't really want to use a melee attack. I'm going to use the move and regain something, and then maybe an AoE attack and regain something. That's a fine turn. Let's keep our melee attacks as strong as possible. So I'm getting one little attack here. So I could probably kill in the 60s and then move up. It's a safe area. Gem, we do have a couple decent things we could do. This would be an AoE on 2, but I can't really set up to hit 2. Wouldn't be a bad drag down turn coming around this way. I mean, we saved it for a reason. So maybe I'll go early and drag down, and then with Banner, let's see what we can clean up. If I can kill this, it wouldn't be a bad turn to... I was thinking do the bottom of this the correct way, but the problem is that's too early of an initiative with the attack I wanted to do. But we might still be able to do that, just late. Alright, sure, we take the heal. We now have our crude boots to be able to pull off things like this. Okay, we're flipping that. Oh, the 1 damage left is unfortunate. I mean, not to the point that I'm going to focus on burning a power potion on an object, but still a little unfortunate. Alright, that's only at range 2. So let's move up 1. I don't really want to move up 2 and take it at disadvantage. I would really like to kill that. Yes, crushing weight, please. Nice. I do like that they actually gave words there. That's huge. I mean, I figured out which one was which, but still really nice. Alright, we get crushing weight back to full. The retaliate card is not really for this room or next room. It is much more for the last room. Okay. This is nice. We skip the rest of our movement. We take the banner. So if I move the banner here, the problem is then the only 2 I have is here where it's taking damage. So I'm only going to move it 1. Skip the rest of the movement there. Now I could get Drifter closer. He would take 2 at the end of the turn. But I don't particularly care, and I'd like to keep moving up and not waste a ton of movement at the end. Yeah, I think I just send this. You could argue I want to make sure I kill this so I don't take more damage on banner. You'd probably be right. So I'll do that. This is very clean so far in terms of like selecting items, clicking on it, seeing exactly what we're doing. I do feel like they cleaned up some of that. We missed the 1-at-1. Oh, that's funny. Drifter who has an extra attack from the potion. So, alright, is what it is. Everyone takes snowdrift damage, not ideal. Saving our AoE, we don't have an element out for the selfless heal. Into the Embrace isn't bad. Then we could just do a move and self-heal. That gets me back to melee form. Alright, I don't hate that. Let's try and maximize banner. So this doesn't do any good. If I move up, it hits this arc. So if I pull him up, then I'm hitting 2. So I like that. We're going to go at this initiative. And then pull him up. And then banner at... This is a really important card to keep my banner moving up. This is a pretty important card to move my banner up. So I don't know that I can waste it just for initiative to pull off this attack. But you wanna know what? I think I can, because I'm almost to a long rest turn anyway. But we're gonna be alright. And then, let's see, I wouldn't hate for you to go just after. And let's just pull off a nice big attack. So that'll regain... that's actually not good this turn. Yeah, let's do a move and heal. And then we will attack and regain it. Ooh. Alright. I can't say I love the AoE. Could have been a good immobilized turn or something, but that's alright. Okay, nice damage. We confirm the pull. Move behind the banner and push it. Target all, only range 2. Pull him just to push him. I like it. Just wish there was hazardous terrain in between. That would have been kind of a cool turn. Oh, I gotta skip it. Or I could move, but I want banner to have that spot, so I'm just hanging out back here. No elements yet, because we went before. Alright, nice. I don't hate the poison on him. Oh, we weren't the first to kill a monster. That's fine. Okay, the Retaliate 2 stinks, but we're looking okay. We're now actually in one-shot range of Drifter to do something. So moving 2 here is the safest spot in terms of not taking damage. But moving up here puts him like in a nice spot just to start beating that Snowdrift to death. Who's going to take this attack? Right now it's going to be Banner, who's not my healthiest. I mean, they're both taking it. It's an AoE attack. I think I'm going to slow play it. That way I'm just kind of keeping one person healed up at a time. Let's hope we kill here. Nice. Alright. I definitely took a little more damage this run from the Snowdrift so far, but I'm okay with it because we've really focused the reusable AoE. Like last time, I super aggressively burned, and it was not the right call. Alright, so really I don't even have to kill this guy, I just gotta open the door. But Banner, we need to just move you away. This is a safe spot if I can kill here. This is a safe spot. Gem only has a move 3. So Banner would need to move 3, and I don't have that. So I will just move 1 to set up a long rest turn. Drifter, we have 2 turns yet. So I think Drifter, we're going to try and move 3 and then do... maybe this. Wish I could go later than Gem, but I need this bottom to be my movement to change forms. So it's fine. Gem can be the backup attack. Didn't really matter whether I auto-looted or used my turn there. We skip. I guess I could have attacked that left snowdrift and then moved up, but it doesn't super matter. Alright, we're in a pretty good spot here. Let's get all the way to the door. Okay, we didn't do any damage on that one. That's fine. I could do the bottom 2, but I'm going to save that for when I need it. Versus like a imp or something to get a kill. Alright, we do our move with jump. I mean, I guess technically I didn't need that one, right? Like the wound, the disarm doesn't actually change anything. Ah! I was hoping for it. But these don't matter because I planned on just healing them off. That's why I just sped through. Tried to combine those, that didn't work very well. And still no elements out. So I haven't got very good value from that card yet, but I'm okay with it because it might save us in the next room. Alright, we long rest. We have a kill and then a long rest, and could just long rest now, but I think this heal and heal self is a nice turn, kind of setting up going into the next room full. Nice. Okay, got that kill, and then we just skip movement. Keep getting you back up, skip movement, and we take the self heal. Alright, we're pretty healthy going into room 2. We've got good stamina going into room 2. What card are we getting rid of? Probably one of the AoE attacks. And now that we have to move forward, I think maybe Unbreakable Wall. So I don't need the Pierce, but I need that move 4. That's a great move and heal. We need both those, and then the early initiatives are all just really, really solid. Yeah, I'm sticking with it. Okay. Alright, who's opening? Oh, no one's opening the door. I mean, we could short rest. But because both of them are on the same turn and banner, we want to move up the banner. So we're just going to regroup here this turn. 2, 3. So I'm actually going to javelin this snowbank and then move it up 3. Now I do have my wind for next turn, or I could take that. Get up here, Banner. We need you. Yeah, I'm not moving someone else through the door on their long rest turn. That's an hilarious, devious move if you're playing with friends. Just saying like, oh, you thought you were sleeping? No, enjoy cracking this door. Alright, let's see here. I think I can get rid of Prudent Prep, because with elements out, Gem's actually a little like better healer with the heal and regen on the same card. And I have reasons for keeping just about everything else. Maybe I don't need continuous health, but I'm saving it for the last room in case things get dicey while I have that retaliate card up. I mean, we remember how ugly that got. So I think Prudent Prep it is. Now you could argue that a double shield turn with the retaliate, my other retaliate, is a shield 2, retaliate 3. And you would not be wrong. That can be a powerful turn. That can be a powerful turn. But I need these two to keep my big attack up. Am I gonna use this bottom? Probably. I mean, probably at some point I'm gonna take a really bad brittled attack. And I need to keep the AoE. And both of these would have to go together to pull off another, like, AoE retaliate turn. Which I think I might do when I pop the door into the last room. So if that's the case, I think maybe this we can get rid of. The bottom here is a little better move, but... Ooh, it's a tough choice. Man, I wish I was live right now. Give me your feedback. No, I think I stick with it. I'm not going to bank on, like, a full huge retaliate turn. Like, if I do with the 6, I do, that's fine, but I'm not going to try and make it a retaliate 2 versus 3 and completely plan around it. Okay, so we have a melee, so I don't want to discard another melee, because I have 6 cards there. I need to discard a ranged attack. I want to keep my reusable AoE. The move and heal's nice. Oh, I think they even auto-sort them. So now all the melees are at the bottom, and all the range are at the top. That is really nice. Thank you, developers. I appreciate you. I think maybe Harvest. Like, the move and heal is good, but I'm not going to play the top since I already have some element control, and if I keep the banner up, I'm kind of getting that every turn. So you would be a melee attack at advantage, but you got to move a long, long ways. So I'm going to consume this, and I'll be able to change my forms. So I could do like a melee attack at advantage. Oh, so when you're in this screen, you can't pull up all the cards. That's unfortunate. So I am going to take the wind here. I don't want ice out there. I know this gives me the 3 AoE at advantage. And I do remember there being quite a few snowdrifts, and with the boots I have a move 4 since I long rested, so I might be able to pull that off. We could also Mind Spike, but I'm not really planning on that. Alright, so I was thinking about draining Pincer's Burn. The only hard part is an early draining Pincer's Burn does put me in a bad position. With no moves that change me forms. So I'm actually thinking maybe I do the Flaming Tendrils top. Like an attack 2 AoE, I might be able to hit 3. I think that's pretty solid, and then I'm going to need at least probably 3 to 4 movement. If I'm going earliest, let's take things at disadvantage. This does keep me in melee form, but I still have a good initiative, and then I'll have to use maybe a top 2 flip. So I don't hate that to open the door. The only thing you could debate would be going at 23. And the reason for that being good is because then Drifter would actually start popping the retaliate on people. And I would say you win that debate. I'm on board with that. Alright, let's do Shockwave and a nice attack to just hack through a Snowdrift or something. Hard to set up an AoE when we don't know what we're in for. And I used the Javelin, which I stand by. I had to keep that up. So I think this is a good combined effort turn. We move Banner to here, we get this to here. Or maybe over in the corner, yeah. And then I don't have an attack, which is a little unfortunate. And we don't have a way to regenerate wind, so deflecting's kind of useless. But then next turn, Banner's finally in a nice position to kind of go crazy.
You scrabble and...
Alright, yep. So we do know, and this room was kind of scary last time, because I wasn't sure if I was going to take 6 from being by 3 snowdrifts, but we do not. So with that being the case, I do think we can move up fairly aggressively here. So snow imps are shielding and healing, and they're moving and shielding. So really not a scary turn at all. The one thing you could debate would be not clogging this so that Banner next turn can do an AoE on 3. And I would support that, but I can just try and go earlier. Trying to get 4 damage on a Snow Imp and just kill it. Come on! Alright, Crushing Weight, yes. We could do this. It'd be an attack 4. It'd put Crushing Weight back down to 3. And they're not attacking this turn. So I think I can probably just... Well, to move past it, I gotta kill it. They're not moving up. He's moving up a lot. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to use his AoE quite yet, because that's going to burn all the rest of Crushing Weight. I do think killing that Imp gives me mobility to start getting out for Banner to wipe this, or not to wipe this side, but to start doing big damage. So I do think I'm going to take this attack. Let's get an early kill in this room. We flip poorly again, but that's okay. Alright. So where can we move to kind of maximize this? Nowhere too great, so it goes in a Y shape. So if I'm here, it's there and there. Which isn't bad. If I'm here, it's just on 2 snowdrifts. I mean, honestly, maybe I messed that up. Maybe moving Gem all the way to where Drifter is was the better turn, but I wanted to kill an Imp. Yeah, I'm going to move up to here. I didn't actually need the boots, did I? Nope, I did not. You're not going to let me uncheck them? That's alright. It is what it is. Alright, so probably not getting through the shield, but at least maybe I'm opening a path through 1 snowdrift. We'll see how we flip. And he's muddled, so solid turn. Obviously not like maximized, but that's okay. We open the door, so we actually don't have to worry about that. Alright, we're going to use our favorite bugged card. Just kidding. But I'm going to say that all the time, because low-key, that really, really fired people up. Alright, we could move Gem. Gem's still... What form are you in? You're in melee form, I believe. You got your swords out. So if we go here, you could do, like, attack. Nope, we use channeling. But you could still do an attack 4 on something. You're going to take damage anyway. Or I move you here. We'll go here. We'll go here because a lot of things like Drifter needs 3. Alright, and then we don't have an attack. That's okay, we knew that. Yes, I could have saved Javelin, but I didn't want to take 2 damage on our Banner of Hope. It's been clutch. Alright, we got our melee attack, and I really do want to change forms. So this is pretty solid, boom boom. And it changes me forms. Okay. Drifter, we're down to 3. We're down to 3 uses. So I do want to keep that up. So if you go after... So if you go after Gem, we could maybe pull off that and a kill on here to reset. And then that means we've killed this, we've killed this. You're not in a perfect position for AoE, but I think we go late with your biggest move. We're probably not getting all the way past something for Meat Grinder or Pincer. But maybe we can still pull off a Resolve Courage, even if it's backwards to clear a Snowdrift. Alright, attack 2 with Brittle, but it's only 1 target. Alright, let's see how we flip here. Come on, baby. Getting that nice art. Okay, the 1 damage is pretty big. Sure would be nice to have our boots to move to. I wonder what idiot burned those for no reason. Couldn't have been me. That would just be crazy. That wouldn't have been a bad power potion turn. Like, I don't really need to save all my firepower for that last room. You know, last time I ran this, I didn't really save any firepower for that last room, which was more the problem. Nice. Okay, we got a kill. Yes, we need to keep crushing weight up. I can't believe I almost skipped that. Alright, we have a move 3. How far are you guys moving? Move 3 attack. So you got basically a range 6. So Drifter's getting hit. If I move up to here... 2, 3... 3. Shoot, I'm not quite getting in range 2 for that retaliate. I was trying to see if I could cheese that a little bit. And I don't think I can this turn. This is going to be a big damage turn here. There's really not much I can do. Let's see, if I go here, then the AoE hits both of these from banner. But the problem with that is then I'm not getting the persistent, and I really need that. No, 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 no. I thought I was skipping the rest of my movement. So it's counting this as an enemy? Interesting. So I wasn't quite sure how that would work. Because it doesn't say in the scenario rules that they count as enemies, so I did think that would work. If they count as enemies, actually that makes the shockwave persistent much better than the retaliate, because anytime I damage anything, I can just do 2 damage to a snowdrift. And based on this not triggering, that means I'm by 2 enemies, that means snowdrifts are enemies. I did not expect that. I really thought, probably should have saved that for a brittle, but that's okay. I was still focused on that terminology. Do I want to take a 6 right there? Because then I'm taking basically another 6. I think I'm in an okay spot to stay healthier and burn. Well, I mean, it's another 6 guaranteed, so I guess I'd rather take the 6 and see what happens. Ah, I should have went the other way, but that's fine. We live, we do that, we take 1, we got our brittle off for next turn. Now we just focus on healing. So if I move here, I could get an attack there. If I move here, I can do the range attack that way. Probably not killing both these, but that's okay. Interesting, man. That makes Shockwave so good in this mission. And I really thought about bringing it for that reason. But I just did not think Snowdrifts would technically count as enemies. But you live and you learn. Now we know. The hard part is, unless the rules specify, like there's no way of actually knowing that. Alright, not a bad turn to get off an AoE here. 2, 3. So if we move here, we hit everything. But that does wipe out our big damage for the following room. And I do kind of want to get a heal off. I don't know. It's a pretty good turn to do Destructive Fury, Vile Assault. Like, I didn't burn, and I still have decent AoE on my other 2 guys. I just don't have as much damage output with Drifter specifically. Because I'm going to lose that. Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, the advantage of getting the kill right now, or at least a big chunk of it, is that I'm pretty much just chilling. I can slow play moving up my banner and gem cleaning up some snowdrifts, and then I am pretty healthy and restocked going into the last room with pretty good stamina, versus slow playing it. If Drifter has to double burn here or something goofy happens, I'm kind of in a bad spot. So I am going to stay aggressive on that end. We need at least a move 2 to put these in range 3. So I'm gonna do Locust Host and Scarab. Let's get some that maybe I can get off a Mind Spike or something the next turn since I'm staying in this form. Let's see here. I wouldn't hate going late and getting the regen off. I mean, that's a nice move 1, loot 1 if I'm being greedy. But also, it's just a pretty good late get a regen on Drifter. Okay, Strengthen and Muddle. Don't love that, but I'm going before, so let's see how this works out. 2, 3. Yeah, we should be good. Okay, we got our heal. Here we go. No whammies. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Alright, we take our heal. We're gonna actually use this for a move 2. Yeah, I can just keep moving up this side. That's fine. Oh, no I can't. No I can't. That puts that one. I knew there was a reason I was thinking the middle. Yeah, it's fine. If I kill the middle Snowdrift, I at least have an alley to get through. Not my best play, but not bad. Alright, and then Banner. What we got? Would love to move up and get the regen off. Greedily would love to move and loot. I think I can probably slow heal the Drifter, just because I have all the time in the world. So I'm gonna do a greedy turn. Okay, that's fine. We got that out of the deck on something that doesn't super matter. Nice, double Arrowvine. That's solid. All right, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. So let's try a top attack with a move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get past it. And that would change me forms into melee, which we don't really have much to do in melee, but that's fine. We don't want to loot. We've already got yours, so I don't really have to worry about you. Alright, we gotta be a little conservative here with Drifter, but at least we've got that. So let's do that. I mean, honestly, kinda like a short rest turn here, because then I can get the banner up and not tempo-wise get too far off. Pincer's gonna be hard to set up in the last room anyway, so I'm fine with that. Alright, yep. Let's take the regroup, and then we're not moving. So I probably can't get an attack off anywhere, and I want to save my move 4. I want to save that. I'll do this just to clean up a Snowdrift in case I miss. No, I don't like that. I'm gonna do this. Come on, man. Get your booty moving. Might as well move it to this side and not take 2. That's fine. We don't actually want to move you yet. Yeah, I'm fine with this. I don't think I brought your attack loot card, did I? No, I think I left that one at home. Would be a nice attack loot from this position. Alright, sure. Let's get you up there. Gem's got to move 4 so it can get up there on their own. And we skip the attack. Kind of been an interesting banner to be around. Because I focused so much of moving the banner, like it's very hard. You pretty much, at least right now, I have to choose between setting up the AoE attacks or keeping the banner up. And I have prioritized keeping the banner up. For obvious reasons. This is a pretty important mission to do it. With all the brittle we're taking. Maybe you could argue in the last room I don't need it. we'll move here, get a little loot, get out of damage range, skip the rest, and let's get Relentless all the way up. All the way up. Okay, do we go open this door and change to range form? I think the answer is yes. Now the one piece is I didn't do a very good job healing Drifter if I aggressively open the door. But we heal here, and we try and get the banner up, because that's at least heal 3 on Drifter. And we can do the move 3 regen on them. And then next turn, we could take Resolved Courage and a Javelin. So let's take that, and let's see, we're not quite in a position for either of those. I mean, I could take Resolved, because if I move all the way up here, I'm hitting it, maybe we get a lucky kill, and then I'm not taking 2. No, just kidding, just kidding. We can only move 2, so that's not going to work. Alright. Oh no, it's an ally within range 2, and I just moved to range 3. Shoot. That's a mistake. Alright, well, let's at least get you back one. I'm gonna open the door. I might as well see what I'm in for.
It's just snow.
I mean, I remember it. This is terrible. Alright, we still have one movement. Let's see what they're doing. So, Snow Imps, Poison, and Brittle. Hate that. They are moving 2 at range 3, so Gem is getting messed up. And they drew their range attack. Oh, this was a bad turn to open the door. Not that we know, you never know, but not ideal, especially since I messed up and didn't keep the banner up like a dummy. Kinda tempted to just full-blown retreat, move 2, 1, 2, 3, because then the imps are gonna kind of start moving in front of the frost demons. And then next turn I can go in and really try and clear some of these front imps. That makes a lot more sense than worrying about a reckless jab. That's not going to do me any good. I think I can get 1 loot bag here and still be in decent position. We're full health, no elements out. 1, 2. Oh no, it's move 3, range 3. Alright, I am going to take some of these from these guys. Oh no. I thought with them being flying, they'd go right over the snowdrift. Alright, so Shockwave we now know is pretty darn solid. And I don't super care about keeping Relentless alive. Granted, I got rid of a move 3, so maybe I'm going to choose to regret that. So this is a really nice spear. And it's a pretty nice 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty nice AoE for Gem. So I think I'd kind of like to do those 2 first. I think I'd like to do those 2 first, and then maybe come in with cleanup damage here. I like the idea of the Shockwave, but it doesn't, then Drifter's not doing anything this turn, because I don't have any other move 3. But I think I'm okay with that, because that will let me start bouncing damage around now that I know they're enemies and I don't have a big attack. So we have Tip of the Spear here. What's our initiative here? So we can do this and go earlier to set it up. Yeah, I don't think Mind Spike's worth it, but alright, what could we do if I short rest? If I short rest, I'm still in range form. Then I could do a movement and 1, 2, 3, a straight line through those 3, or I could do an AoE, so I do think this is a short rest. I don't have the cards I need. So my best initiative is going to be 23, so I am going to have to do that 18 for my move. That's not my favorite, but we're looking okay. This is going to be a big damage turn, but I'm still healthy. Don't really want to lose that. I mean, honestly, that's a pretty solid attack, as is. Reflip. What do we lose? Reckless. Sure. Okay. I mean, Locust with my power potion is an attack 2 on all these. That sounds pretty darn good. And let me set up initiative-wise just before Banner. Yeah, I like this. I like this. We're in a decent spot. And then, let's say, oh, nice. The imps flip their heal. They're doing it before I even go. That was really lucky. That made this whole mission a lot easier. Because if they get a multi-attack, big damage, granted they need an element for that, so it's not possible. But it gets a lot spicier. What does this look like? Yeah, I was thinking we were too far away. So let's see. I could also set up to do it this way. But that'd be the only 2, and then these would be 3. If I move to here, then I don't have the javelin. If I move to here, then it'd be 2, 3. So this is probably my best spot. I don't know that I actually need to make this wider. So 3 up front, 2 in the back. You know what? I will, because I want to hit that snowdrift. Oh, so it didn't change because it's not giving me line of sight. Can I flip it? What does that do? Not much, because it has to be at range 2 or 3. Alright. We don't want that angle then. Let's flip it and hit. Shoot, so I can't get that imp no matter what. Ooh. But I should be able to hit this guy. I mean, granted, he's shield 5. That's why he's not lighting up. Do I have to use my power potion before I go? Yeah, I do. Okay, that's fine. Let's steal their ice. We're still in range form. Fire gives me a heal regen if Banner really gets messed up right here. So I probably should have focused either just setting up Geminate's turn to be as effective as possible, or Banner's. Trying to do both obviously didn't work out. And in fact, it worked out so poorly, I didn't even choose a move 3 because I was too focused on other things. Okay, let's go up. This gives me options for next turn. And let's see. I'm thinking we don't want to take that retaliate for a disadvantaged attack. Let's kill a snowdrift so I can start working up. Man, I did not maximize this turn at all. Those of you. Oh. Gem has stamina potion. Banner has the power potion. Alright, that's going to be the last time we get our banner heal. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it was very effective. So we need to be better. Alright. That's the moral of this story. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I should have just stuck with Firefly Swarm. They did steal my fire I just made, which is unfortunate, but I knew that was coming. Let's go as early as we can and just try and nuke some stuff. Banner, maybe we can clear. You're probably, game's not going to give me line of sight on that. I don't really want to rest in plain sight. think this is a nice Vile Assault turn because I can spread the damage to someone else on the double attack. I know... maybe Fortitude, but that makes my initiatives terrible for the following turn. Alright, combined effort, we're okay to lose at this point. We are getting a little low stamina-wise here, so I need to be careful. So we do have the tip of the spear now. So I could do that to make it an attack 4. That would just hit him. Or I do Resolve Courage and hit these two. But I think he might be out of line of sight, and I really want to try and kill something early. Nice, they all went late. Alright, let's see. This is a very aggressive turn. Let's see if we can make it pay off for us. I'm clicking this just to see. Yeah, yep. Alright, so we did this right. And by this, I mean we picked the right card, because I don't think that was in line of sight. We're going to get poison off here, and then we're going to do advantage on the back guy, because we might be able to just get a kill. Yes, we hit a +1. Let's go. Alright, I will gladly take that too. Wouldn't have been a bad power potion turn. We want to start chipping the imp, I think. We should kill here. And we... I mean, 3's not that scary. Three is not that scary. Okay, so Firefly... we might need to move to maximize. We need to be at range 3 and 4. We come over here. 1, 2. Oh, we need to be here. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. I mean, maybe I can do this without moving. I just want to make sure I hit all 3. Gotcha, I don't have line of sight. Alright, that's kind of what I figured. So let's move over 1, and then that should solve it. And now we should be good. That's fine. Either way, we're hitting similar things. Everything's full health, so I'm good with this 3-pack. Come on! And we took out an imp. That's huge. We don't need the heal. Alright, I'm going to take a brief intermission because I need to go help with my daughter. But we will be right back and finish this video. We are back. Everyone is good in my house and sleeping. So we are going to try and finish out this mission because we're in pretty good shape right now. Definitely want Sun because I'm in melee next turn. So whether I do the 12 initiative card or the 3 in a straight line at advantage, I need Sun for either of those. I'm going to take some damage here. It's going to get a little ugly, but I still have decent stamina. You're going to come up and hit both at Riddle. That's an attack 6. Alright, I guess I just take the 6 here. Maybe we get lucky with a miss. I doubt it. Oh, that -2. Alright, much better one to burn on. Deflecting looks pretty nice, but the wind's gone next turn. So let's just get rid of that. Retaliate procs, we're good there. Alright. So let's see. 1, 2, boom. So I do think Flailing Tendrils should hit both. Yeah, I don't mind doing an attack 2 on both. It'd be that spoke, that spoke, that spoke. And we're going to need a move of at least 3. Let's take this so we're at disadvantage. That does keep us in melee form again, but we have a way to change and move on. Banner. Let's get maybe a double heal going. Make sure we don't die. That gives us some movement. Or sorry, regroups the other heal. Yeah, I guess I take the javelin throw here. And then, let's see. I think I want to just move up and maybe get a melee attack like up here where I can start doing damage to stuff next to it. But I don't have a big enough move, so let's just take this just in case I need it for a bottom action. Shockwave, we still have 4. Relentless, we still have a bunch. Okay. 43, let's see if we can kill them both by then. Alright, Gem, here we go. Come to here. Ooh, this is a double loot. Alright, plan B. We don't really want a double loot. I could come up here and do 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. I could at least hit him in poison. Oh, the double loot, we don't get our perk. It's definitely worth getting my perk at this point. And Gem's very healthy, so... Okay. Yeah, we're taking Retaliate too, because we're hitting our own guy. Love that. Now, technically we're muddling our guy. No. It flipped on us. So even though we're muddling our guy, I don't think, like, it's 2 separate lines. So I don't think technically we should be taking this Retaliate. But, wow, bad flip. Okay. Maybe we didn't. Maybe it just said we were going to, but we didn't. We're still in melee form. Do we have a better melee option for next turn? If I stamina potion something here. Hornet Stingers, Flailing, we just did those. Could get Flailing back, would be the only one. So probably not worth it this turn. Yep, we'll take that. And let's regenerate ice. Sorry, take ice, regenerate light. Okay. Kinda want to move up and hit the healthy one, but where does that leave Banner? Because we muddled our guy, so we're just going to end up doing a double attack here. And let's kill something. Alright, that's fine. Now they go. Banner hope, thanks. Alright. We do want these loots. That's a lot of loot to leave. Gem is going to take 4 on that brittle, but I don't super care. Let's at least hit the double loot. How are we doing stamina-wise? Let's just make sure I don't need to move up further. Yeah, we're perfectly fine. We're perfectly fine. Skip our movement there. We get the heal and regen on ourselves. I guess I could have done it to save the brittle, but I don't super care. 9 gold. What a loot action. Alright, receive 4. That's fine. Let's see about hitting a couple of these. So we could go boom, boom, boom and hit the most important ones. So I kind of like that. They took my light. That's fine. So that gives me options. Drifter. I guess I'll long rest just to make sure nothing goofy goes on. And same story. No, you're doing fine stamina-wise. We short rest. Let's keep the tempo going. Alright. Later. On a melee attack, we explode something next to us, so we move up. Man, we don't have a move 3 anymore. That stinks. Alright, boom, boom, long rest. We're looking good. Nice damage. We're already taking damage, so I'm gonna move up. Take my shield. We'll take the heal. And stamina potion. I think we only have 2 in range, so it doesn't matter this turn. Element doesn't super matter, but we're gonna take it. And we'll regen. If we short rest, we stay in a ranged, or in a melee form. No, in a ranged form. In range, I know fire gives me regen, so I'll take that for now. Alright, we did loot 1 snow thistle, but I think we're still good. 3 loots there, we just hit 2 here. I mean, do I make sure and just hit this? Probably. Probably. Alright, we'll take Shockwave. And then we don't have an attack here. I'm gonna have to be a little cautious with Drifter and make sure I don't do something dumb. But I think I might have needed that. Alright, we're losing 1. We've got 4 cards left, so we still got Regroup. This, we could pull off. This, we're probably not pulling off. Unless we have the move forward jump. 3, 4. Okay, so Meat Grinder's actually really good. That's really good. So we're going to get rid of Javelin. Alright, we're going to end our turn here. We receive our 2. We're range form. But I kind of want to go late to see if we can do something. Let's see. If I move here, that sets Banner up. So actually, let's do that at 30. And then Banner, we're going to do a later turn with huge damage. And that's our only turn there. What do we got? What do we got? So we've got to move to here. Wish I could attack this one. I mean, I can just by doing a basic attack, making sure we kill. So I think I'm going to do that because I'd rather not take more damage and make it dicey. So we move here. We skip. We basic attack the one in front of us. And then as long as we flip well, we're in a good position and we have the jump, so we should be fine. I'm kind of over playing around with the elements. It's time to be done with this one. So we pop our boots. We do the big move, and we get to see our level. We get to see our level 2 card in action. Sure, let's take advantage on this one. Okay. And yeah, I think escaping sounds really good. Drifter, let's do our move here. And see if we can kill this one. Shockwave won't trigger, but that's fine. We're 2 turns away with Drifter. We're fine here. We're low-key kind of close. But short rest, long rest doesn't matter. I just need to move. So we short rest. We actually hit the bare minimum there, and we short rest. Sure. I should have paid a little attention, because I don't want to burn all my cards in one form, right? That could get really ugly. I have 2 ways to get out. I either just do 2 turns, like move, or I could have popped that persistent and then move for 1 XP. Oh my god, am I going to fail this by 1? Did I really mess this up? I needed to stay and grant allies movement, didn't I? No, because when I short rest, I'm only going to lose 1. I just can't do any burns. But I won't take burn on damage. Oh, that panicked me for a second. Alright, let's do a heal here. At least get that brittle off. And then the movement looks a lot better. Dude, that scared the shit out of me for a second. I really thought I lost it by 1 turn. Just because I let Banner go. Yeah. Alright, we receive 2. have 3 cards, we short rest, and we get out on our last turn. Ooh, my heart rate is still up. I did not want to redo this mission. Use my bottom attack and F it right now. Run this back a 3rd time. Let's not and say we did. I do like the shockwave. That, much better than retaliate for this one, because the imps barely stayed out of my range. But it still did a little damage when I needed it. Hey, solid run. Alright, gonna throw these 2 videos together, get up the outpost phase, and we're gonna keep grinding. Let's see what our story is.
Clawing from the snow, you find the mountain completely changed, its face wiped clean by the slide. You realize the avalanche didn't carry you as far as you had expected. You can still see the top from where you're standing, and you're not too far off. Unfortunately, with the snow cover gone, all that's left between you and the peak is a painfully steep cliff, and you're not equipped for that sort of climb. If you want to press on, you'll need to return with better gear, a harness and ropes, and as many pitons as you can carry. You do notice, however, that the avalanche has revealed something more. You spot a lone survivor of a storm, a short distance to the east, some sort of ruined stone structure jutting out from the ground. It's not too far off, and might be worth a look.
Nice, nice. Alright. Okay. I like it. We got multiple options. Shirt, the metal. We'll give Banner one, that way everyone has one for crafting purposes. And then I will run the outpost phase after. A carriage piled high with blankets and carpets is tucked between a snowbank and a building near the edge of town. Its old owner sees you wandering by and looks both ways before beckoning you over. Nice place. Nice place, this Frosthaven. Cold though, eh? Maybe you're the sort of people who would like some hot items. He chuckles a bit to himself. Hot like stolen. I see where we're going with this. As he pins back the blanket on his carriage, revealing assorted items in like new condition. I just need a few motivated buyers. Shouldn't be trouble up here, no. I wouldn't wear these out in, let's say, Gloomhaven for a while, huh? You're not planning on heading south to that decrepit city anytime soon? Might as well pick up a few items at a steal of a price. Buy 1 item per character for a fixed 7 gold. Or, for a fixed price of 7 gold, you can buy 1 material resource. Oh, interesting. So these are all the starter items. Ooh, okay, these are pretty good. Wow. All right. I gotta Google a second. I think Drifter counts with this. I don't know if it's a 1 or a 2-hand item, but that's pretty darn good. All right. Let's see if we can find this quickly. Not with that Reddit search. And I don't want to leave this because I realized that without manual saving, we're SOL. So let's look up the character board for Drifter. And I thought in the little character summary, it said what type they were in like the first sentence of them. But I'm having a hard time finding that. Alright, well, we're going to call the video here, but I'm probably going to buy an item on maybe Banner. We've already got pretty good hand items there. At least a shield's not terrible. And I'm looking at the Elgox Warhammer there. And I might get the Fuel Falchion on Germany. Because that plus the Poison Dagger eventually is a little bit more like pure damage and utility for the team. 1 item per character. Alright, so that's what we're thinking. I'll let you know at the start of the next video, but thanks again for joining. Have a great weekend.